Welcome back. This is the lecture where your lab game changes for good. In the next half hour, we're going to install GNS3, the tool that lets you run real Cisco IOS images instead of a simulator's approximation of them. Think of it as graduating from packet tracer training wheels to the same emulation environment professionals use every day. A small setup investment now, and you've unlocked years of realistic, exam-ready practice. So why make this jump now? Here's the core distinction. Packet tracer is a simulator. It imitates how Cisco gear behaves, which is great for fundamentals but always a step removed from reality. GNS3 is an emulator, meaning it boots the actual Cisco IOS binary, the same code running on a physical router. That difference shows up the moment you hit advanced features, real troubleshooting scenarios, and the kinds of behaviors the CCNA exam expects you to recognize. From here on out, our advanced labs live in GNS3. Packet tracer stays handy for quick sketches, but the real work happens with the real code. Before we install anything, understand what you're actually installing. Because GNS3 ships as two cooperating pieces. On the left, the GUI is the native app on your machine, where you drag routers onto a canvas and pop open consoles. On the right, the GNS3 VM runs inside VirtualBox or VMware, and that's where the real Cisco IOS images actually boot and burn CPU. The two talk to each other over an API, so your interface stays snappy while the heavy virtualization happens in the background. Good news, one installer handles both and we'll set them up together in the next few slides. Now, because we're booting real iOS images inside a virtual machine, the hardware bar sits higher than packet tracer. Bare minimum is 2 cores, 4 gigs of RAM, and 20 gigs of disk. Enough for a 2 or 3 router lab, but you'll feel it. For comfortable CCNA practice, aim for 4 cores, 8 gigs of RAM, and 40 gigs of disk. And the one non-negotiable, virtualization has to be enabled in your BIOS. Intel VTX or AMD. If GNS3 refuses to launch the VM, 9 times out of 10 that switches off, so reboot into BIOS and turn it on before you fight anything else. With the hardware sorted, let's line up the 3 downloads you'll need. And they each come from a different place. First, the GNS3 installer itself from gns3.com. About 100 megabytes, and you'll need a free account, which a Google sign-in handles in seconds. Second, the GNS3 VM from the official GitHub releases page around 1.2 gigs, and pay close attention here. The VM version must match your GNS3 version exactly, or nothing talks to anything. Third, the Cisco IOS images themselves. These you supply through your own Cisco account or another legitimate source, since GNS3 doesn't ship them. With your downloads ready, here's the full installation flow at a glance. 6 steps, roughly 30 minutes, and you only do this once. You'll install the GNS3 GUI, let it pull in VirtualBox as the hypervisor. Import the GNS3 VM from that .ova file, then run the setup wizard which auto-detects everything. The longest step is adding your iOS images, about 10 minutes of clicking through Edit, Preferences, iOS Routers, and you finish by dragging a router onto the canvas and watching that beautiful router prompt appear. Right after that import, the setup wizard launches and walks you through 3 quick decisions. First, server type. Always pick Run Appliances in a virtual machine, which hands the heavy lifting to the GNS3 VM you just imported. Second, VM selection. GNS3 usually auto-detects it, so you just confirm. Third, the connection test, where the wizard pings the VM. Green means you're done. Red almost always means VTX or AMD virtualization is disabled in your BIOS. A quick reboot into firmware settings fixes it. With the VM connected, you're ready for the step that truly transforms GNS3 into a real lab. Adding a Cisco IOS image. The path is straightforward. Open Edit, Preferences, choose iOS routers on the left, click New for a fresh template, browse to your bin file, accept the idle PC calculation, and save. Now, GNS3 doesn't ship iOS for licensing reasons. You supply it. Legally, that means a Cisco service contract download, spare binaries from your employer's IT team, the free DevNet sandbox, or pulling iOS from hardware you personally own. With your iOS template saved, the payoff is just 4 clicks away. Drag a router from the left panel onto the canvas, hit the green Start button at the top, then double-click the device to open its console. After a few seconds of boot messages, you'll see that beautiful router prompt. And at that moment, you're no longer simulating a network, you're running real Cisco IOS on your own machine. Now, let's be honest, things won't always go this smoothly the first time, so let me save you some headaches. If the GNS3 VM refuses to start, it's almost always virtualization disabled in your BIOS. Reboot and enable Intel VTX or AMD-V. Version mismatches between the GUI and VM must match exactly, and NMM errors mean you need to bump the VM's RAM to at least 4 gigs. A blank console? Right-click the router and run Auto Idle PC. And if your iOS image is rejected, check that it's a .bin, not a .tar or .bin.gz. GNS3 has a steeper curve than Packet Tracer, but once it runs, it never lets you down. All right, now it's your turn to put it all together. Your mission is straightforward. Install the GNS3 GUI alongside VirtualBox, import the VM's .ova file, run through the setup wizard until that connection test passes green, then add a real Cisco IOS image under Preferences. Drop a single router onto the canvas, hit Start, open the console, and type Show Version. When you see real iOS output staring back at you, you've officially graduated from simulation to emulation. And that's the real payoff here. No more simulator approximations, no more wondering whether a feature actually works that way on real gear. From this point forward, you're running genuine iOS, typing genuine commands, and building skills that move directly into production environments. In the next lecture, we'll take it one step further and install Eving for true enterprise-grade labs. See you in Lecture 2.8.